This is Jen. And on this week's podcast, I had gone through, and I actually had heard this from some of my coaching clients. I just went through a slump of clients that when I met with them, like, I don't know if I wasn't like excited about them, or maybe I just wasn't like excited about anything because I just have felt the world has been feeling like a lot. And I had the kids home from school break for weeks, and there were a lot of things going on with my local WIPA chapter that were not feeling great. There was just so many things, and I also had been putting together our amazing workshops coming up and finalizing a lot of details. And so I met with a couple, I think it was 3. I met with 3 clients and I got no's after I asked the right questions, went through the process, and did the proposal, all the things, and then followed up. And so when 1 happens, but when 3 happen, I step back, and when anything, even 2, at 2, I was starting to wonder what happened. So I stepped back and went, okay. I went and looked at my timestamps. How responsive was I? And honestly, I wasn't the most responsive because I was in the midst, because this was right over like New Year's time. And I went through my normal process. 2 of them, I wasn't super excited about. I was okay excited about, but I wasn't like, "Whoo, damn girl, that is sexy mood board, is sexy Pinterest. I'm excited to talk to you." There was none of that. I was like, "Yeah, looks like a wedding I could do." But I wasn't like going, "Oh my God, I want this wedding." Then I also looked at from when I did their consultation call to when I got the proposal back, and I took, I think, 2 days longer than I normally do. So also slower, and I looked at the proposal, and the proposal was like, I use a template, but I didn't futz with it a lot. I didn't mess with it and tweak things a lot. I like copy and pasted a lot of things, and because I wasn't overly excited about their concept. And honestly, 2 of the brides, I was like, God, I felt like dead after talking to them because they're such bore asses on top of it. So, like, also after meeting with them, one of them was really young, blonde, ditzy frat girl thing and was just like so excited about her wedding. And I asked lots of questions and just there wasn't like a good banter back and forth. And not everybody is my client. And I totally get that. But because there weren't a ton of inquiries at that time, I was still going through the motions. And so when I stepped back, I really analyzed what went wrong. I wasn't as responsive. Honestly, their demeanor and after talking to them and their concept, I probably didn't have the greatest energy going into that consult. I maybe didn't have that energy that I needed going into their proposals, going into their follow-up communication. Because honestly, I was like, whatever. But that isn't going to book me clients. That whatever isn't going to. I was almost like real kind of professional and just I didn't use ChatGPT to craft anything, so it didn't sound like a robot or AI, but it just wasn't me. And then I met with a lot of the mastermind girls. I do a longer session with them around year-end planning because I want to help them build a solid foundation, and they had been getting some no's. And we just dug into what their emails. I'm like, "Forward me your emails, your exact emails that you sent." And it didn't sound like her because I know her. I love her. I have talked about her on the podcast before. I just think that this woman is such a sweet woman, so talented, so much experience, has so much to offer. But I knew because I know her, I really get to know my mastermind girls. And I knew that wasn't her. like how she was being really formal and wasn't being like how sweet and caring and loving and like all the good intentions she has. I didn't feel that in her emails. So in going through several of her emails, like we just tweaked like a few sentences and tweaked them to be, of course, more her personality, but also more excitement. Because when I read back and I use templated emails, but I go and customize a few lines of those, and it was just okay. Like, I wasn't like that fire because I love being a florist. I love weddings. I love so much about my job and what I do, but I couldn't see that in my emails. In my like, even in my consultation, I'm just like, "Okay, yeah, yellow and white. I gotcha. Yep, I've done that a million times. Gotcha." I should have been so fucking excited about her yellow and white wedding and would have been like, "You know what? You're getting married in September, and it is dahlia season." I actually ordered these perfect buttercup yellow dahlias that I think would look so stunning. And there's this thing called Daisy Feverfew, and I just love it with this butter yellow. And I'm absolutely in love with this creme de la creme rose. Like, just like candlelight rose, like just whatever it is, like selling my excitement. And that was honestly missing a little bit. And I feel like because I missed the mark on those things, even though I'm not crying, I'm not lamenting that I lost those opportunities because it was an opportunity for me to step back and go, what's going on? And then I checked in with myself. Like it it was a lot with school break. It has been a lot with Bella. Bella has been a lot lately. Bodhi has been wanting to play and just be a kid and do all these things and hang out with his friends, and I've been running up to the cities and getting his best friend. I've been running around like a crazy person. Then on top of it, I pottery class started up again. And the world is really weird right now, you guys. I'm in Minnesota and there are parts of Minnesota, definitely not all. You couldn't even tell like there's not even a blimp on the radar out here in the country where I am. But I know that people like in Minneapolis, I know some of my friends, like they're going, it's just a lot. Right now is a lot. And I don't like to get political because I think like everybody has his opinion and nobody's opinion is right. And half the time, both people are equally probably wrong, just on different points. But I felt heavy. I had to explain what ice is to my children. Like, it was just weird, you guys, so weird. And so I just step back and I go, I want the summer to be filled with weddings that I love. And I want the summer to be filled with clients that I love. And so I I had an inquiry come in and I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is not that interesting to me. And their budget and everything was like, this is a la carte fill. So I then just sent them back, hey, you know what? It looks like you would be a perfect fit for my a la carte. You're below my full service minimum, but if that is of interest to you, like it's a really easy process, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't dive into chasing after this really inexpensive wedding. But then I got an inquiry for one of my favorite venues that we're having the installation Rockstar workshop at coming up on March 10th and 11th. It's Essence Event Center. It's absolutely stunning. And the woman seemed very analytical, I could tell in her thing. But I think she wants somebody who cares. That really mattered to her. Like somebody who really was into her design. I think she even chat GPT'd like her ideal vendor would be in alignment with this person, which I thought was a little crazy. But after meeting her in the consultation, I got it. Like I got her and I could put the pieces together that she just wants somebody who really is excited about her wedding, excited about her colors. And Then she also started talking about, I know that you've designed a lot of things at Essence, and we're really looking for help putting a lot of these pieces together. And we'd be interested in understanding if you could do that and what that would look like. And I'm like, I can absolutely design parts of your wedding. I think that me just really putting like my heart into it really resonated with her. And she, of course, emailed me back. The world feels really heavy right now. And I'm just like, they moved as well. And we're just digging into your proposal and everything. And we'll get back to you soon. And so I'm like, I totally understand that. So 3 days later, hey, I just wanted to make sure that if you had any questions, please let me know. I completely understand if you guys are busy, but I just want to make sure that you know that I'm here for you and to answer any questions. So I always do a 3-day follow-up. This wasn't anything crazy. So then she sent me an email back and said, you know what, I think we're going in a little bit different direction with our vision and we'd love to meet with you again. But we're just wondering what your contract and everything looks like. And I said, oh, no problem. I sent it back to her and I said, this is my contract. I'm happy to schedule. I sent a short call appointment, I have a get to know you 15-minute call that I'd be happy to go over any vision changes, but just let me know if you have any other questions. And I didn't hear back for another 4 days. And usually at 7 days, I do follow up anyway. So I put in my calendar. And so I followed up and I said, hey, I know that you guys are still probably looking over my contract and my proposal. And I know you just moved and I know the world is weird, but I just want to let you know that I was just at Essence and I did open doors and I just thought of you and thought of how beautiful your wedding's going to be in that venue. So I really sold home that I really cared. And so I got an email back today and I sent that email 2 days ago. I am so sorry. We have been unpacking, whatever. We would love to book you for our wedding. We'll book another call at some point, but we just want to know that we have you locked in as our vendor. Yay! Win. And I think it's going to be an $8,500 wedding. Then had a very, not the same, but I had another bride that I met with, did the estimate for, and it was way over their budget. It was like $3,500, which is about 40% over their budget. And I just said, hey, here are some suggestions that if we need to be more, if your floral budget is more important than your vision and the items that we talked to, I totally have some suggestions to make that pliable. And she's, oh, I found this on Pinterest. What do you think of this idea? And it was honestly calla lilies in a vase replacing a tall centerpiece. I was just like, what are you even talking about? And so I emailed her back. I'd really love to understand where you would think that would fit and how we were going to repurpose these talls from their ceremony to the reception. I just want to make sure that you're really going to have the wedding that you've been dreaming about because you have such a beautiful venue, such a beautiful color palette, and such beautiful flowers that we picked out. I don't want to make a really rash decision in your vision if you're not going to be happy in the end. So I'm happy to make suggestions and I'd really love to be a part of your special day. I think I could make some suggestions to help save with budget, but inevitably, I think the direction that you're wanting to go is going to require a higher investment. And so she emailed back, okay, what would it be for late night teardown? She asked a few questions and I answered her back. And within a day, I get an email back. We would love for you to be our florist. We would ideally like to end up around $6,000 plus tax, delivery, setup, and a teardown. You guys, we were at 5 inclusive of all those things before. So I think I just had to prove to her for one, understanding of how much things cost. And for two, I just needed to show her that I'm willing to help her try to figure this out. I think that often in a reactive response, we're just like, I can't believe they think that they're going to get this beautiful wedding for $5,000. She doesn't know. There is no directory of how much wedding flowers cost that's readily available out there that, like, is a competitive marketplace that they know that if I go to florist A, B, or C, it's going to cost me this. That does not exist. We have to educate them. This is how much wedding flowers are. This is what services. And I also made sure I sold home. Their venue is not easy to get in. And when I started explaining that to her. I said, I just want you to be prepared as someone who has done dozens of weddings at this venue. It is not the easiest to get in. And she was like, I know, we live there. It's horrible. And I was like, it actually is horrible. And I was like, and your wedding date is literally when because it's also an apartment complex, is literally when people are going to be potentially moving out and those people use the loading dock. So it is like a complete shit show for loading in. She's, yeah, I know. It's so bad. I was like, so then I was like, as we discussed, there's so many things that are tricky about loading into your venue that I have to be able to cover those costs. And she's totally understanding. Then I had another referral from one of my favorite wedding planners, who was my wedding planner. I went through the motions, did her estimate. I had really good energy because I felt good about her. It's white and blue. I could do it in my sleep. And the venue, not my favorite venue, but I like the wedding planner, and she usually returns the shit to me, so I don't even have to come and tear it down. Amazing. And so I put together a proposal. Honestly, I already had a couple white and blue proposals, you guys, so I copied one and just deleted a few things and changed a few things. Really easy. And I sent it to her. I was thinking it was like no big deal, and she emailed me back within 24 hours. Oh my God, when I saw your proposal, like tears came to my eyes because you got my vision. I felt you were so excited about my ideas and my wedding planner and just working with me in general. I would love to book you. Tell me what I need to do that. Then I had another situation almost identical. So I got 3 no's, and I stepped back and looked at what had happened and got 4 yeses. So, if you are getting no's, if something isn't going right in your business, I want you to step back and I want you to analyze. How was my energy? How was my communication? How was the tone of my communication? Did it feel personal, or did I feel like I was AI or a robot? Did I act excited? Was I actually genuinely excited about their event? Was I personable? Was I human? And did I communicate in a timely manner? Sometimes, like, that is hard for me. With everything, I have a very full life, and sometimes it's hard for me to be like, super quick turnaround on proposals, super quick turnaround on emails, because my family and honestly, like, my coaching clients and doing this podcast are sometimes like, I haven't missed a podcast in 2.5 years, 3, whatever it is, 316 episodes. I haven't missed one. So that is something that I would rather make sure that this is done than responding to an email sometimes. And maybe that's not the right priorities, but it's helped me do 316 episodes. So I need to make sure that I'm communicating in a timely fashion because I can tell that makes a difference in my closing ratio. So if you are struggling, it I go back and like just look at your tone. Ask somebody to read this and say, what would you think after you read this? It could be your partner, it could be your floral bestie, whatever. How did you feel after you read this? If it felt like professional and very short, or I felt like it was very endearing, like, whatever it is, like, what was that feeling? Because that's what your bride is feeling. And then or your client or whoever. It could be for an event, it could be for a funeral. These emotions and this your communication, your timeliness, your tone, your, like, even your excitement, that could be on anything. Like, I've even had somebody reach out to me, "Hey, I'm looking for flowers for something," and I'm like and they're explaining it to me, and I'm like, "That sounds horrible," in my head. Like, they think that they're being super amazing with all of their ideas, and I'm just like, "This shit is ridiculous. What are you talking about?" They're like, just there's, like, sometimes the stupidest shit people come up with, and I'm not the greatest with poker faces, so I just try to work with clients that I actually like their ideas. I try to attract people who like what I do, and because I've worked like, my feed for my floral business is filled with color, I would rather do a color wedding than a white and green wedding any day of the week. Like, I love color. I would say 90% of my weddings are color, and that is by design because that's what's inspiring, and honestly, I probably don't act super inspired when the green and white wedding comes a knocking, and I'm like, "That again. Groundbreaking." Sometimes it is what it is, but sometimes we don't also have the choice to be selective, and sometimes we just have to put our bright and shining face on and go, "You know what? This is gonna be the best fucking green and white wedding ever. I am going to make some epic shit," and I can get excited about a green and white wedding in, like, September or late August because of dahlias and because I love them. Like, I love dahlias, like, so much, and I have ordered so many, you guys, it's gonna be amazing. I'm not gonna enjoy planting them because that's gonna be super amazing, but I'm just excited about, like, a flower sometimes. I'm excited about mock orange, the 2 weeks that it's blooming, maybe week it's blooming. I get excited for locally grown amaranthus. I get excited for, ooh, jewels locally grown jewels of opar. I've actually never seen jewels of opar shipped in, so that's another problem. I get so excited for Love and a Puff. Like, I grow it myself. I absolutely love it. It's like my favorite vine, and, like, it is when you're excited and you like, I've been a florist for so long, I know all the times, I know all the things when they're gonna happen, and especially since I've started growing flowers, when I took the Floret Farms Flower Farmer course, I think it was almost 6 years ago now. Like, I've gotten so much more into being inspired by the flowers themselves, and then design started getting more architectural, and I started doing cooler, bigger things in my business and bigger budgets, and, like, everything just felt, like, funner because they're bigger. It's hard to be excited about a $2,500 wedding 10 times over. But it's easier to get excited when you really love the venue, when you know it's during dahlia season, when you get to do something fun like a cake meadow. Like, I try to just make something fun and something to be inspired about with any wedding. Because if it's fun and you are inspired in some way, that energy is going to leak into all of that communication, all of that delivery. And, like, what couple honestly wouldn't be excited that I am so excited about your wedding. I am so excited, like, when I get a color bride, which is a lot, I have, like, literally told them I am the queen of color. 90% of the weddings that I do are color, and I curate color especially during locally grown season here in Minnesota. Like I will order from 5 different places because I want to get them the best things with the best color that are the best product. And like I can say that with confidence because that is what I do. And that person is been like, "Oh my god, they're gonna go all over and source these things for me." I never in this process, of course, promise anything. I never promise they're going to get any flour in any process because if you have been a longtime podcast listener, after the Amnesia Rose debacle of probably 7, 8 years ago, just not happening anymore. I'm not promising anything because a hurricane could literally happen and roses couldn't get in the country. So I always make sure that I tell them I will try my hardest. And with those weird things or things that are more particular to up our chances, I will order from 2 wholesalers. And I hope out of 2 wholesalers that I would be able to get some of that product, but they are a natural product that is affected by weather, transport, bugs, a million things that are out of my control, but it's in my control to try. And I even joke sometimes like, I've been a florist for so long and I've been navigating different flower-related issues for so long that the zombie apocalypse could happen and you would still have flowers at your wedding. And people laugh and they chuckle, but I'm serious because I'm that confident that I would figure it out. It might not be amnesia roses, but they would have flowers. And I will try my hardest and I sell that. Like I sell that I am going to try so hard for you to make that happen, but I can't tell you 100% because I don't want you disappointed. But as a florist of 1,700 weddings in 30 years, I feel like I have the skills and the resources to probably be the most equipped in my area to figure that exact problem out for you. So I'm selling with confidence that I am the right choice. All of these tips and tactics that I'm talking about are really articulating I'm the best choice. Each little check mark is I'm the right choice. And if you can keep checking this checkbox of was excited about my concept, she's the right choice. I'm the right choice for them. Expert at my color palette, expert at my venue, expert at what she does. Really confident, really excited. Like all of these little things are just like inching you towards the finish line of getting a contract, which is inevitably what we want because that's how we get paid. And when you have somebody that's just, let's go, how do I book you? You know, you did something right. You know that enthusiasm, that excitement, that passion, you need to have passion in this because this is a very emotion-based decision. Weddings in general are emotion, feeling-based actions. And they want somebody that's going to be there on game day that is excited, that is passionate, that is going to deliver with care and love and excitement and confidence. So step back, look at your processes. If you are getting no's, are you delivering? Or what also happened, I was running around with a chicken with my head cut off because I was overwhelmed, you guys. I literally was overwhelmed. Kids were home from school, nanny issues, world issues, all my relatives over here, me having to clean, cows getting out, petunias running around. Like literally at Thanksgiving dinner, I looked out and petunias tramping around the yard. Like it was just, and it was super cold. And so then that just caused me worry about the animals all the time. We had saved another cat. I mean, like the list goes on, you guys. There was another animal sick. We had the vets out. Like I
probably had no business. I should have just shut my fucking email off because, like, I wasn't in a space. And if you are in that space, you need to make sure when you are responding to that communication that you are not responding from that place because that's not going to sell you weddings. And then you're going to perpetuate the cycle of you're stressed out because you're not booking weddings. And then it's just like this shit spiral of feeling like shit about not booking weddings, but feeling so stressed out that it's hard to actually have the energy to book the wedding because you're running thin. And we just we want to stop operating like that. That can be situational. And you know what? It was a little situational because I had literally all the family over here. And I think I had 16 people here for Christmas and my first Christmas on the farm. And that's a lot. Like, we need a bigger fucking oven, you guys. It's crazy. And then I am the primary caregiver of the children. I am the primary caretaker of our house. And all those things is like, you got kids, there's stuff everywhere, there's more laundry, there's just more crazy. So, are you operating in the capacity that has space to say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to win, and I am going to change my state because I want this? And that's what I had to do after I did my check-in. It's like, who cares if the kids are running amok? Who cares? Like, I can't directly fix anything in the world right now except what I control and what I influence. And so I need to worry about like how I can feel better inside so that I can feel better in my business. And that's why I did that episode. I was like literally going through this when I did the episode, how to basically push through when the world feels hard. And I pushed through and got 4 bookings, you guys. You can always turn the game around. I hope you are well. I hope you are safe. And I hope that you know that I am rooting for you. And I am rooting for the world to be a better place. I am rooting for big, beautiful weddings. I am rooting for flowers hanging from chandeliers and growing and walking in my dahlia patch. And so much happiness is coming our way, you guys. I can feel it. And we deserve it. And you deserve your business to be successful. You deserve everything you want in your business. It's possible. And don't let anybody tell you it isn't, because it totally is. So I am rooting for you, friend. Thank you so much for listening, and you have an amazing flower filled day.